Welcome back, amazing educators, to Classroom Compass, your weekly guide to making teaching both effective and exciting. I'm your host, Teacher Gay, and today we're shining a huge spotlight on something absolutely vital for every reading lesson: selecting and effectively using textual materials. These aren't just words on a page, folks. They're the building blocks for brilliant readers. And joining me to unpack all this brilliance is our incredibly insightful guest, the one and only Mr. Tim. Tim, it is so fantastic to have you on the show today.
Thanks so much, Teacher Gay. It's a genuine pleasure to be here and dive into something so foundational to every student's learning journey. Choosing the right texts makes all the difference.
Absolutely. So, Tim, when we talk about teaching reading, why is our choice of textual instructional materials so incredibly important? It feels like the first big decision we make.
You've hit the nail on the head, Gay. It really is the first crucial step. Textual materials aren't just content, they're our primary tools. They provide that essential linguistic foundation and all the context our students need. The magic truly happens when these texts are carefully chosen and work hand in hand with strategies, audio, and video, creating a really rich, immersive learning environment.
Okay, so let's talk selection. What should we, as teachers, be looking for when we're picking out those perfect texts for our reading lessons?
Great question, Gay. First, we need a diverse range of text types. Think beyond just stories. We're talking everything from simple messages and emails for beginners to engaging blog posts, newspaper articles, short stories, and even complex literature for more advanced learners. The idea is to expose students to how English is used in countless real-world scenarios.
So it's about variety to prepare them for everything they might encounter outside the classroom.
Exactly. And second, and this is absolutely critical, we must tailor texts to proficiency levels. Whether you're teaching beginners at A1 or advanced learners at C1, the text needs to be accessible enough to be comprehensible, but challenging enough to promote growth. Using level-appropriate texts builds confidence and prevents frustration.
So once we've picked those perfect texts, how do they actually help our students become better readers? What crucial roles do they play?
Well, once you have that perfect text, it becomes a powerhouse. First, it's vocabulary and grammar acquisition. Reading exposes learners to new words and how grammar patterns work in natural, meaningful contexts. They see the language alive on the page, not just as isolated rules. Second is content and comprehension. Texts provide rich material for understanding meaning, purpose, and even exploring critical ideas. For our higher-level learners, we can guide them into critical analysis, where they evaluate information and form their own reasoned opinions. Third is authenticity and real-world relevance. By choosing genuine, real-world materials like actual news headlines, song lyrics, or even a genuine restaurant menu, we expose students to how English is truly used. This equips them for genuine reading situations far better than artificial textbook exercises. And fourth is scaffolding and support. For many learners, especially those who might be a bit shy or less confident, having a carefully chosen text provides that necessary language and ideas. It reduces that cognitive load and builds their confidence before they're expected to produce language independently.
That's a fantastic look at what we use and why it's so powerful. Now let's talk about how we empower our students to really engage with these texts and make sense of them. What are some of those powerful reading strategies we should be teaching?
Oh, this is where the magic happens, and we turn students into reading detectives. We generally break strategies down into 3 phases: pre-reading, while reading, and post-reading.
Let's start at the very beginning, even before their eyes hit the first word.
Exactly. For pre-reading, we want to get their brains warmed up. Strategies like predicting, what do you think this text is about? Previewing, looking at headings, pictures, bold words, and activating prior knowledge. What do you already know about this topic? These help set a clear purpose for reading and connect the new information to what they already understand.
So we're building a mental roadmap before they start the journey. What about during the reading itself, as they're working through the text?
While they're reading, we teach cognitive strategies. This includes skimming for the main idea, scanning for specific details like a name or a date, guessing meaning from context when they hit an unfamiliar word, inferring, reading between the lines, visualizing what's happening, and actively asking and answering questions as they go. These make reading an active, not passive process.
That's brilliant, turning them into active explorers. And after they finish reading,
That's when post-reading strategies come into play. Activities like summarizing help them confirm comprehension and remember key points. And facilitating a discussion about the text allows them to process, share ideas, and even justify their opinions with evidence from the text.
And you also mentioned something called metacognitive strategies. What are those, and how do they tie into using these texts?
These are the true superpowers. Metacognitive strategies are about teaching learners to think about their own thinking as they read. This means self-monitoring. Am I understanding this? Self-correcting. If not, what can I do? And reflecting on how effective their strategies were. The ultimate goal is to foster independent, fluent, and strategic readers who can tackle any text with confidence. And it all starts with that smart selection of texts.
Tim, this has been incredibly insightful, practical, and just plain inspiring. Thank you so much for breaking down how we can truly empower our students to master reading.
My absolute pleasure, Teacher Gay. Happy to share.
And to all our amazing listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. Remember, carefully selecting and then truly using those texts, combined with powerful strategies, is the key to unlocking your students' full reading potential. Go out there and inspire some fantastic readers. Join us next week on Classroom Compass for more teaching tips and inspiration.